know that music. I know it's different from our normal horror pit and our normal everyday music, but you already know it, and it is Halloween. Yes, the new trailer for the new Halloween movie was just released, and it looks awesome. We see Michael Myers still in prison. Now remember, this is a sequel to the first Halloween, so it's obviously going to be a little bit different from it's going to be completely different from all the other Halloweens that were made. We see Michael all grown up, and he's still in prison. He has not escaped yet, and yeah, so it's interesting. If you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, watch it. Watch it. Because it is to die for. Because, I just finished watching it right now, and I'm still in shock because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. There is even one spot in the trailer where it's just so creepy. One kid he's in bed, and he goes to the babysitter. He's like, "Can you close my closet door? I need you to close my closet door." And so the babysitter goes over to close the closet door, and so she tries to close it, but it won't close. And she keeps trying, and all of a sudden, she opens it, and who's standing in the closet? Michael Myers. Yeah. I'm going to post the trailer on my Facebook page, and I will post the link to it on my Instagram. So everyone, go check it out. And you let me know what you guys think, because I'm speechless, honestly. I am so excited for this. So, yeah. There we go. So that's how we're going to start today off. Welcome to the Circle Pit. I am your host, the God of Thunder, and we are here with episode 19. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. Episode 19. First off, I want to start with a huge tour announcement that was just announced a couple days ago. And if you are familiar with the bands Trivium, Avatar, or Light the Torch, you are going to love this. So yeah, Trivium will be headlining, Avatar will be opening, and Light the Torch will be basically opening for Avatar. The tour starts October 3rd in Tampa, Florida, and it runs all the way until November 3rd in Berkeley, California. Now, again, if you guys are in the tri-state area, you can catch them if you're willing to go out of the way, October 11th in Baltimore, Maryland at the Rams Head Live. October 12th in Huntington, New York at the Paramount. October 13th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Electric Factory. And October 14th in Worcester, Massachusetts at the Palladium. Yeah, so all of that. Avatar announced the tour that I saw, at least. And they said, "Citizens, breaking news straight from the court. The king will conquer yet another set of roads alongside Trivium. Join us, citizens, as we set fall on fire." So it's gonna be a really good show. I need to go see this. Avatar is one of my favorite bands. Not compared to Sabaton, Kiss, and Ghost, but they're one of my favorite bands. And Trivium is great. I saw Sabaton open for them in 2016, I want to say. And I'm going to see them again this summer on Impact Festival. And yeah, so if you guys haven't seen Trivium yet, or if you even haven't seen Avatar yet, check them out, because they are a great live band. If you don't really like them on their CDs, which I don't see why you wouldn't, go to a live show because they are so much better live, I have to say. Alright, on to the next segment. Breaking news. As I Lay Dying return with a new song plus their classic lineup. They returned last night with their first new song in almost 6 years. The name of the song is My Own Grave, and it has the band's classic lineup. And if you don't know who As I Lay Dying is, the classic lineup that it is now is vocalist Tim Lambesis. I don't know if I said that right. Tim Lambesis, we'll go with that. Guitarist Nick Hippa and Phil Sagrasso. Oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me say this again. Vocalist Tim Lambesis, guitarists Nick Hippa and Phil Sagrasso, and bassist Josh Gilbert and drummer Jordan Mancino. They have a show coming up June 16th in San Diego, California. No tour has been announced yet, but hopefully we'll be seeing them soon. I'll keep you all updated with that news as time goes on. And that's pretty much it with As I Lay Dying. But yeah, so they have a new album coming out, hopefully. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is some pretty big news. Rob Halford recently said in an interview that he plans to collaborate with Ghost's Tobias Forge. He wants to team up with Cardinal Copia and do a few songs. He said, I was in the dressing room with Tobias from Ghost, and we talked about collaborative opportunities. It's fun for musicians to step into each other's world. It's like different football teams. It's the same game, but a different play. I'm just very curious to see where my voice can fit in. And coming from a fan of both Judas Priest and Ghost, I am also interested to see where his voice can fit in. And also earlier this year, Halford revealed that he has discussed working with former Emperor frontman Ihsahn in a black metal project, and he also wants to work with Nergal from Behemoth. Rob says the Ihsahn collaboration keeps being about to lift the launchpad, but it never quite gets anywhere. Wow, this is I met Nergal from Behemoth recently, and I said, "You know, I love your kind of music. I would love to kind of put my toe into the water and see what would happen." So answer me this, everyone. How would you like to see a collaboration between Rob Halford and Ghost's Tobias Forge? And or how would you like to see a collaboration between Rob Halford and Nergal from Behemoth? And then, if you're interested, again, I will announce it again. Judas Priest have announced a co-headlining U.S. tour with Deep Purple in support of their 18th album, Firepower. Now, their tour kicks off August 21st in Ohio, and it runs all the way to September 30th in California. But yeah, so there's that news. I found that very interesting. Like, I knew I had to say that to you guys because Rob Halford is one of metal's most well-known voices, and for him to team up with Ghost, one of my favorite bands, and Behemoth, like, that's just insane to me. Let's see, now, this isn't relevant to the United States, but creator and Dimmu Borgir announced a co-headlining European tour. And that is, I hope that comes over to the United States. Dimmu Borgir is coming over to the United States in August, but they're only doing 3 shows, and that one show on our side of the East Coast is at the PlayStation Theater in New York City. So I'm hoping to go check them out, and that is a show that all of you black metal, symphonic death metal fans do not want to miss. Now, some very sad news was actually just announced yesterday morning. Former Obituary guitarist Ralph Santola has passed away at the age of 48. It's really sad. He's been on life support for a while now, and so they took him off, and he passed away yesterday morning. 48, that's just crazy. So young. He was also in Deicide and Sebastian Bach's band. His mother actually just announced that he also has some unreleased music. So I'm going to try to play that on the show when it is released. She said it should be announced very soon. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to hearing all of that. Again, rest in peace, Ralph Santola. You will be missed in the metal community. Alright, now it's time for the horror pit. Cue the music. So, the big news that I was very excited to talk about, I already talked about, was Halloween, the new Halloween trailer. That's going to be released in October 19th, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's that. Now, in other news for the horror pit, we have Hereditary. Hereditary was just released last night, and it is said to be the scariest movie of this generation. My friend even told me that it's this generation's Exorcist. So, I'm very interested to see if this is actually really scary, because I know I've talked about Veronica before, and Veronica was supposedly so scary that people had to shut it off, and they couldn't watch it, because it was just way too scary for their likings. So, I'm hoping to go see it either this weekend or next weekend, and I will let you all know my review on that movie, and if it really adds up to how they're saying how scary it is. Let's see. In other news, on the horror side of things, we have the Crow remake. The Crow remake looks like it isn't happening right now. And that reason being is because the director and main actor for Eric Draven has stepped down. Now, I know that probably sounded confusing. They're not the same person. The director stepped down, and the main actor for Eric Draven stepped down. So, in order for this movie to happen, they need to find the 2 biggest parts in the whole entire movie. So I'm interested to see where it was going. Who knows? Honestly, The Crow is so good itself, we don't need another movie. There's The Crow City of Angels, The Crow, whatever the other movies are, and those were all pretty good, but nothing beats the original Crow. And this one, The Crow Reborn, is supposedly a remake to the first one, and we don't need that. We don't need it. Just like how we don't really need a Pet Sematary remake. It would be interesting to see where it could go with the Pet Sematary remake, but we don't need it. You know? Let's see what else we got on the horror side of things. For all of you Walking Dead fans, Andrew Lincoln is reportedly done with The Walking Dead, and he will be leaving. That's interesting because Rick is like one of the biggest people. He's gonna leave. He's leaving during season 9. So either they're gonna kill him off or what. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm assuming they're gonna kill him off. And yeah, okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about. Was what I talked about a few weeks ago or last week. How everyone was saying that these sequels were so much better than the originals. Now, one of them on the list was The Evil Dead 2. I bought that DVD, and I watched it, and I gotta tell you, I didn't like it as much as I liked the first Evil Dead. It just didn't add up, okay? Like, I don't know. If I missed anything, I did watch it, like, I did have to stop it for a second, like, to go out, but I don't know, it just wasn't getting me. Like, it was weird. It was really weird. The first one was so much better, in my opinion. Maybe if I watch it again, like, I'll have different views on it, but the first one has my heart. So, I don't know what everyone's saying with the second one so much better. Oh my god, it's so much better. But the first one, in my opinion, is so much better. The Evil Dead is greater than Evil Dead 2. And now next on my list with the Evil Dead series, like, I've already seen the remake. Now I just have to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. And if you guys have seen Ash vs. Evil Dead, please let me know what you think of it. And, because I need everyone's opinion on it. Like, I've heard great things about it. I've heard great things. But let me know if, like, you guys didn't like it, if there was any season that you didn't really feel was good or whatever. I want to know. And the other thing with TV series was The Exorcist. I'm on this horror page on Facebook. It's called Horror Everything. And it's a community where everyone just loves horror. I asked them a question. I asked, has anyone seen The Exorcist TV series? If so, how is it? And a bunch of people say they love it. More first season than the second season. That's usually how it goes, but everyone's saying they love it, and so that's also on my list. Sadly, that show was canceled, but I'm interested to watch it because it's The Exorcist, and Linda Blair is in it. My friend also told me that the plot of it is basically Linda Blair, Reagan, as an adult, and it's like, I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes, because Reagan as an adult, like, after all of that she's been through, to see her normal, it's gonna be interesting. So once I start that, I will let you guys know what I think of it. And another show that I've been watching recently, that for all you horror freaks that you might enjoy, is Slasher on Netflix. The first season was so good. I watched it 2 years ago. That was when it first came out. And now I'm watching the second season. It's not as interesting yet, but I'm sure it is starting to pick up. So I'm sure it's going to get better. Alright, everyone. Just a quick overview of today's show. Rob Halford wants to join Ghost in collaborations with a new album. The new Halloween trailer is out. And Hereditary is out. Go watch Hereditary. And go watch all the other TV shows I told you guys about. I'm very interested to see if you guys have already seen them, and or if you're going to watch them. And so, yeah. Thank you all for listening today. This has been your host, Sean Rivera, the God of Thunder, and I will be back next week. June 15th, with episode 20. Have a good night, everyone. And remember, stay metal.